Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here, and we got a list of 17 properties today, and I'm excited because a little bit later on today, I'm actually going to see my daughter perform at Firepower Kids. So she was at a circus camp all week long, and she's been to a handful of camps over the years, and I've never seen her more excited. So if you have kids, you want to take them to a camp over the summer, firepowerkids.com. It's a really fun place for the kids. They are all loving it. We've got Charlton on the team, her daughter's there, our neighbor's daughter's there, and they all seem to be just absolutely eating it up. So today we have the 17 properties. The first one up is 81 Millside. It's at 241.9. It's a 3-bedroom condo, which you don't see a whole lot. And when you see them in the new buildings, they're $350,000, or if they're in Green Life, they're $430,000. They're almost double the price of this one. Nice walking distance to downtown. It's not as sort of upscale as 100 Millside across the street, but like I said, location is definitely an A+, and they've done some work in the building recently too, which is a good sign. So it's electric baseboard heat, but same as across the street, everything's included. Heat, hydro, $600 a month in condo fees is a little bit high, but it includes your cable even. So you compare that to $300 a month in some condos where you're not getting anything, and it's not so bad. I believe there's one parking space there too. So 235 Bronte. Here's the thing. Do you put a powder room vanity as your first photo out of 17? I wouldn't be doing that. It looks like they've renovated this place, possibly flipped it. The fridge is kind of off in a corner. So there's not really a fridge in this area. You're probably constantly going to be walking back and forth. If there is an eat-in area, you're probably skirting around the table. Squirting around a table would bring up an interesting mental image, but it's a good floor plan. It's a pretty good complex. They had some history in this. It was either the property manager or the president of the corporation, I think, ended up stealing some money away from the corporation. They ended up having to kind of work that into the fees to pay it off. It's still at $300 a month, which is a very manageable fee compared to what else is out there. The low is probably $260, $270. The high is probably like $360, $370. So it's right in the kind of the middle, the fat part of the bell curve for condo fees. Bernard is $364.9. And so it's like a new Woodbine. It's called the Spring Valley model, and these models tend to sell for a little bit less. Some of these have hit $380 in the new areas, but it's a little bit older, right? So this home is now kind of crossing past the 10-year mark. I think it's around 12 years. Roof, window, furnace, all that stuff is a little closer to needing to be done. I think that's a laminate floor here. So that's something to consider too, is you are paying less on the sticker price, but are you going to have $10,000 worth of stuff in the next 5 years? There's green space close by, so if you look down here, there's a nice park, there's a splash pad. If you have dogs, you still have green space close enough that you could certainly accommodate. And I love the full width balcony too. That's a very nice feature. So it seems to be in a fair range given what else is sold. 2 lots on Bronte Street here, 55 by 110, right on the corner of Bronte and John, $389 and $399. I sold a place that is now a pile of rubble, and you see the Habitat for Humanity signs all around it. There was a house there. It's gone. That was on about a 62 by 110 foot lot. So, last year someone paid... They paid less for it because there was a problem with an easement. Market value, we saw offers on that one around $350 or so. So at $399 over a year to go up almost a sixth the value, 16%, might be a little bit high. It's a little high, but it's not that far off. I could see this probably going for $360, $370, but at $389 and $399, to me it seems a little bit high. McClenahan is $409. It's kind of an odd layout. I always find that this one is kind of long and you have to snake through the home. Laminate floors. I would probably go in another direction. The size isn't bad. The upstairs is really quite nice. but I find the main floor is a little bit off. This one here on Cooper is 412.9. I would go to this, even though it's 200 square feet smaller. I think the layout is more functional on the main floor. It's a little bit more wide. Matamy's philosophy is let's not build them so long and narrow. Let's do a little bit wide, and you can have dining, family, and a kitchen here. And it all kind of works together in an open concept way. Don't love the pictures, but I think that this one's going to show pretty well. You get a bonus of a finished basement. This model with a finished basement looking good has gone over 420 before, so I think this is a very good deal. Maybe you don't love the way everything looks cosmetically, but you can do a lot with $10,000 in these homes. Barclay is 419. Here you go. This is the same model as that one. Does not have a finished basement, but it looks a lot better inside. I would take the one, if the finished basement's done pretty well, I would take that one and finish this off. The other thing, or finish that one off versus having this one all finished. The thing I don't like about the fireplace here, it comes out from the wall because you're joined on that side, but it actually eliminates a very important wall for your couch. Most people tend to put their TV and entertainment unit on this wall, and then they have a couch here and another couch there, but you don't have that option, so you can actually find reduced sitting space from having that fireplace. You could maybe put your TV on top and work around it, but for most people it does tend to cut down on the wall space that they can use for furniture. Then we've got Prosser here, which is 1510 square feet. It's actually a very similar layout to the Croft side, but it's larger. So it's nice inside. It looks like they've spent some money on finishes here. The decor is something you don't get to keep it, so look past that if you can. I know even realtors have a tough time with that. Upgraded counters upstairs, in the bathrooms. So here's the thing. This model has gone for 440 before. This one may or may not have the upgrades. Hard to tell from the pictures. Anyway, they have a chance. I still feel like it's a little bit high for that, especially when you look at something like this on McDougall, which is 150 square feet larger and a semi-detached. But interestingly enough, it's basically the same floor plan. You do have you've got your laundry upstairs in both of these models, and so finish-wise, the other one's a little bit better. But this is a semi, and it really is a larger space for just a little bit more. So I would probably endorse this one out of all of them as being, you know, the one that might be considered best value. Tietzel's about 15,000 more. Doing the blacktop on your driveway is a great thing to do before selling. It's not very expensive in the grand scheme of things, and your curb appeal, your first impression, goes through the roof. So it is a very good thing to do. They have what looks like 9-foot ceilings on this model, and they've got a little fire pit in the back there too, so it certainly gives a good impression. A couple artistic shots there too. It's a 3-bedroom semi-detached on a 30-foot lot. You are a little bit close to the train tracks, but pretty much any home in Milton hears the train go by. There's not a lot of homes that don't hear some sort of level of train noise, just because the way the neighborhoods are set up. Ruddy Crescent is a big semi-detached. It's a huge living space here. Large principal rooms, 9-foot ceilings. They've got a builder finished basement, and they have over here, they actually have 2 separate doors. Like, it's overtly a separate entrance right by your main door. 519, maybe, like the size would indicate yes, but it's not that impressive inside. Costigan is our listing. We just lowered the price on this one. There's a lot of competition at the 535 range. The sellers have said, hey, look, we'd love to get this one sold. You've got kitchen, family, and dining. A lot of the homes in the 530 range don't have those 2 separate rooms. There's a fireplace off in the corner here. Loft upstairs, big master bedroom plus 2 other rooms. And you've got a 100-foot deep yard. The neighbors have planted very nice mature trees here, so you get a lot of privacy in the back, and you've got nice big windows to the basement there too. So if you like a bright basement, this one's where it's at. All brick. It's a full double garage, which is not something that you see in the new areas. They're kind of like a garage and 3/4. That's a full double garage. And there you go, 529, very good value. Bonham Crescent's at 575. The thing I'm not a big fan of about this one is that the front dining room is very narrow. It's very small. And then you've got your family room and your kitchen. Even the family room's not that big. So the scale of rooms is a little bit off. If you're smart about it, with scale of furniture, you can work around those kind of things. And it does also back onto green space. It's weird they put the front shot twice. I thought it was done with the photo gallery. And then if you look back here, you've got a decent sized lot. And then the green space behind you. Do hear the train from here as well. Same as Tietzel, it's kind of in the same area. So none probably gets a pick of the day today, in addition to Costigan, 2427 square feet. You've got hardwood stairs, nice archways here, neutral colors. This actually peeks right down the hall. So from the kitchen, you can see what's going on in the front hall, the dining room, and even who's at your front door. Separate living and dining gives you options. So this could be used as like a home office, kids play area. Then you've got your kitchen, open concept here, nice colors, gas fireplace. There's a little bit of a space back here, extra pantry. Upstairs there's a loft, so it's a great space to gather with the kids in the morning, read a book, watch a movie, something like that before bed. And it's all put together very well. Double sinks in the master, interlock in the back. This one is a great home, front to back, lovely looking home. And so we've got Christie Circle. Here's the next one. It is it's a Mattamy. It's called a Fields Gate. And I can show you the floor plans after we go through the pictures here. You come in, you've got living dining on both sides. Get a little further down, you've got an open concept area right here overlooking the family room. It's a bit of a different layout on the main floor. I find the kitchen a little bit small in this model. There's not too many of them. There's very few of these models. And there's a finished basement, 3,000 square feet, plus the basement is a lot of space, 50 by 100 foot lot. The garage being back here tends to give you a lot of privacy on that side. So if you look at the floor plans, and you can type this in, if you look at the actual wording, Fields Gate, which I find is a bit of an awkward wording. So you come in the driveway, you've got this space here. So this is a nice little space in your driveway. It's more to shovel, so you want to get a snowblower. But think about kids playing hockey or basketball. This is a nice space over here. So living, dining, home office, it's all separate. Then you have a kitchen opening up to the great room. Here's how big the kitchen is. Each one of those tiles represents a foot, so you're like 4 feet from this side to this side. There is a covered porch, which I think is a very nice feature to have. And there's a little sodded area here, which always tends to fill up with weeds because of the shadows. Upstairs, you've got 3 bedrooms on this side, and what I like about it, the master suite is completely separate from the rest of the house. You can even put a door here if you want. If you want to completely separate yourself, you can do that, right? You can have all the other rooms on the other side, master on the. I like that. I like having where you can actually sit in your room and not feel like you're right there with the kids. 7 to 14 for that amount of living space is very good. And 5 Victoria Street is it's 66 by 112 foot lot. You can see those hydro lines there. It's right beside Bronte, and I'll talk about that in just a second. Nice ceiling effects here, open family room, gas fireplace, upgraded counters. So they've done a nice job here. It's a relatively modern home. It says it's between 6 and 15 years, so it's been built recently. So here's the thing about that area is that your 5 Victoria, most of the time 1 or 2 is the corner. In this case it's 5, and then it's 11, 21, and the street numbers kind of go all off. Now C1 designation here, intensification area on Main Street. You've got commercial 6 zoning right behind. You've got M1, which is mechanical, which is industry. That's the old Robertson plant, and even along here too. So you've got a bit of green belt around this kind of area here. But with all the stuff, future development, this spot, there's a lot of change that can happen here. Bronte is even going to widen at some point. So having this home here is there's going to be a lot of change around you, and you're not always in control of what's going to happen. House looks nice. The surroundings are definitely going to be affected by development in the next couple of years. So yeah, you've got a pretty wide area here, but that could be road pretty soon. So any questions about anything you see in today's list, or if you want to see anything, especially none or Costigan, which are my 2 picks of the day, give us a call. We'll get you in. Long weekends, someone's around here, and we are always here to help you. So have a great day. We'll see you back here probably on Tuesday. Might do a video on Monday, but more likely we'll be back on Tuesday.